remember I hit up the Business Journal on LinkedIn, the editor of the Business Journal, and I said, hey, I know you don't know us, but we're a brand new nonprofit. We just gave $10,000 to Ruby Jeans. We're giving grants to Black-owned businesses. And this is the height of the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020. Yeah. I was like, I think this is a story you guys might want to do. Yeah. And they was like, you're right. This is a story we want to do. And so, that happened. And they all ran the story within a 2-week time frame. And so by September, because so many more people had heard about us, we had went from raising, and we had $11,000 in the bank. We gave Ruby Jeans 10. Right.
Do the math.
Yeah, I know.
Whoop,
right.
Let's get back up.
But it was also important that I didn't want to spend a year raising money, telling the community that we're going to fund Black-owned businesses, and making them wait a year before we actually did anything.
Sure.
That is what happens to communities of color and underserved communities all the time. You get a whole bunch of promises and it never follows through. And to me, it didn't matter that we were Black. That didn't matter. Like we couldn't make promises for that long without actually doing something.
Yeah.
And so it was important that we did that, and left us with $1,000 in the bank. But by September, we had raised $100,000 from individuals signing up to donate be $10 monthly donors because of that. The more people that heard about us,
that in the press media,
and they wanted to take action. And what I told one of my co-founders,
I'm assuming that was outside of KC as well. Was it
no? This is Kansas City.
This
is Kansas City.
Yeah.
And what I at the time, systemic racism felt as big as climate change, right? And we just talked about systemic racism and how deep it goes.
Yeah.
You just drew a line back to slavery.
Yeah.
And so as one individual, what am I going to do? Like that's the general idea. That's the general thought.
But also the problem where it doesn't drive people to move forward. So,
right.
Yeah.
But it does feel defeating, right?
Yeah.
Like, climate change. Okay. I'm a recycle every week.
Yeah.
Am I making a difference?
That's a great comparison.
But
especially when you hear, by the way, we need to get somebody from recycling on here when they're like, all that plastic you're recycling is just going in the trash. And you're like, what?
Yeah, that's
Why
not right.
All my efforts.
Right.
Yes. No. Get it.
But what our message was about collective community impact. It was like, yes, this is a huge problem. And yes, you donating $10 once a month this one time won't end systemic racism. But that's why the message is if 15,000 people donate $10 a month. And we recently did a survey of, asking people why they give, and, the message around collective community impact was the top message, and why people felt like it was that as well of our mission, is why people felt like they were compelled to support what we do.
You're like, there's the faith in humanity.
Right.
I get to see it.